Hi guys, Lily. Back with a new thing again. Also for Maggie, and I think this is the final piece I made. I think so. A altered box. There's been a while since I've done one, so it was so much fun to do, and I wanted to use paper on this one, and I actually chose the Webster pages, which Maggie gave me. And I wanted to do some pink because she likes shabby chic, but also the more elegant shabby chic, the vintage chic, and so it's a combination of those two with the papers going on and all that. So I can start on the sides first. It was just a plain box I recycled. I didn't cover the feet because I wanted you to see what I actually done. I cut a hole in the bottom and I pushed the wine corks up through, and they're stuck very well because the surface of a wine cork is porous. That means the glue have more surface to stick on, and these don't go anywhere, and it's underneath so it doesn't show. Of course you can paint them and do whatever, but I'm not gonna do that this time. I covered the back with some Webster pages also, and then I used the vintage book paper, and then I actually embossed it. So this is embossing, and then on top of the embossing I painted over it with this again. I love that stuff. And then I broke into my whole vault and pulled out some chandelier pieces, really good yummy ones. This is the real McCoy. And I put down a little lace here. I don't know who gave me that little lace, but this one here I believe Shilpa gave me. Thank you, sweetheart. And then on the top I'm gonna lift the lid up because it's easier for you to see. See, there's a dome over the flower. It's a peachy variety of the big ones I'm selling in my store, and I stickled it up, and then I placed it under the dome, and the dome is actually a half of a Christmas bauble Trisha gave me. And here is a little bit of rosette trim around just to cover the edges. I made a big flower which I used some yummy laces on, and one of the bigger flower centers I have. And here's just a simple flower, all ruffled, and I used a lot of crystals. As you see, I used crystals as a theme, sort of. There's a pink one, and there's a clear one, and here's a one that's actually having this aurora borealis shine to it. Another clear. And this image I used transfer paper, and so it's on fabric, and I padded it so it's kind of bulky. You see that? And then I put a little bit of lace underneath it, and then I stuck it on a piece of paper, and then I fussy cut out pieces of the Webster pages, which I again stuck in between here. And then I used some of the acrylic leaves I have. They're pretty, and one of these little doodad butterflies. Yeah, you see there's doodads here as well, also used as a flower center in a bead cap. There. And I distressed all the edges on the paper. Let's see where I'm at. And here I have actually a violet shaped acrylic one. And this is actually a doorknob. Or a doorknob. And the dimensions on everything is very nice. It's not a flat out project. And then on the sides here I used a vintage doily. I cut out the middle of it, so I kept the fabric to something else because I still wanted to have the paper background. See the shine there? It's gorgeous. And in this flower I just used a big pearl because I didn't want too much. It has to have a proportion to this. This cluster here is very big, so it has to be something substantial here too, but not as big because this is the main focus. So I made a simple flower and I just stuck a bead in it because I didn't want it to be too elaborate. But to make it a little bit bigger cluster, I just used these pieces of cloth from a vintage curtain and use it like a tassel or a tail, leaf, twigs. I don't know, I use it as a twig here, over here. And then on top I also backed up with this lace here. It's in restock, perhaps got in by now. So yeah, and the paper is much podged down. It's just torn bits and pieces out of it, and it's also embossed. You can see the embossing better on the sides, I think. Yeah. So that's the lid of the box. And open up. I just put some stuff in here already. Just a little bit of pretty packaging. I packed everything in vintage sewing paper. There. Made it all pretty. And there. The little tag I made. And the bottom here, it's covered. See if I pull it up hard. You see the cork coming up. So I padded some lace, very pretty pinkish lace in the bottom to cover up the corks that coming through, and they're really good. They sit there very well. So, and then the box itself, I had to make an extra insert here because when you're covering boxes that don't have a hinge lid, if you cover up here, the top box will be too narrow because this is thicker, so you have to make an insert to make the lid slide down good. If not, you will just tear the sides here and it will break apart. So, and that I did just using recycled cardboard from the kitchen again. I covered it with vintage book paper and then a very pretty lace that I believe I got from Virginia. So, and here you can see, let's put it the right way for you. Here you see the sides, and I left some pieces put with plain paper just to make it interesting. And there's a touch of what's it called? It's Martha Stewart Pearl Pink paint that I used for with a honeycomb mask. So just slightly. So, and then the lid is just covered upside down with the pretty fabric. Nothing more to it. So that's the box for sweet Maggie. All wrapped up pretty, and it's good to go. And I've had a pleasure looking at this box for a couple of months now. It's a couple of months since I finished it, at least. Okay, what's going on here? There. So yeah, I hope she will enjoy it and that she will be able to store some stuff in it, because storage is something we all need. And I hope you liked my box, and remember to go over and sub to Maggie because she's an awesome crafter. She's very talented. She's my design team member. She is simply a wonderful lady. You don't want to miss out if you don't know her. She is a very talented crafter. So please go over and sub to her, and yeah, I hope you liked it, and speak to you all very soon again. Bye. And by the way, images will follow after. Bye.